irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Awesome, guys. Welcome to the show. I'm Keith Reza with my trusty sidekick, Alan Lee.
Hello, Heidi-ho.
And then tonight we got a very special guest, one of my favorite comics ever. You've seen him in Something About Mary, Half Baked, and Superstar, and he's in studio sitting right by me, the great Harlan Williams. How you doing, Harlan?
How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I've had this podcast for like 5 years, and every single year I've always written you to do the show, and I finally got it. So yeah, I think like five.
You're very persistent. Yeah,
nice. Is that good or bad?
I think it's admirable.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I think people who persist get things done.
Yeah. So, but clearly they say like 3 times a charm, but for me it's 5 times a charm.
5 times.
5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
But thank you so much for doing it, and
sure.
I like your hat. 3 ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 11's bigger brother. Or it could be a hat with French fries on it.
Oh,
yeah. You see
true.
it as 3 ones. I see it as 3 fries. But that's the interpretation of art.
I also see it as 3 Wolverine claws. You know,
there you go.
Yeah.
See?
Jeez, you're stretching it. I like that.
Could be anything. What do you see it as?
Well, I see it as 3 little houses with the roofs that need to be finished.
For anorexic people.
There you
Very
go.
thin houses.
Very thin homes.
Yep. Anorexic elves live in my hat.
Now, Harlan, you're one of my favorite comics ever, and when I started, I like your comic has a huge influence on mine. So like you being here means a lot to me. So
Well,
again, thank you so much.
That's quite an honor to hear that. Thank you.
You don't hear that a lot?
I do, but I
Yeah.
never take it lightly. I always, whenever someone says something that kind or that gracious, that resonates with me. So thank you.
Awesome,
Thank you.
cool. Because I was like, wow, that's so awesome. And now you keep asking because I'm persistent.
Yeah. I'm just worried what's coming next. Should I just give you my car keys now? The keys to the boathouse and my fishing rod.
Do you have a boathouse?
Well, I'll probably have to build one for you if I know you. I'm so pushy. Hey, Harland, I really like boats. Could you build a boathouse? No. On number 6. Okay, how big do you want the boathouse? I know what you're up to, bud. Nice try. Jeez.
But you
Come in for a podcast, I'm building a boathouse.
Yes, I'm telling you. The way you mislead people.
yeah. Yes
So
is a
pushy.
terrible word sometimes.
That's right.
And you trimmed your beard. I saw you a couple weeks ago. You had the beard.
Yeah, my beard's always in a state of flux.
Yeah.
I base it on what episode of The Deadliest Catch I'm watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if the guys have a good season with lots of crabs in the pods, I keep it long. If they're having a tough season, I cut it short just to let them know that I'm with them.
What season are you on?
I think 428.
Wow.
Yeah, they shot a lot of seasons. It's a lot of crab.
It's kind of like I don't like do that with facial hair, but like Breaking Bad, like I'd watch it and then like how like did you ever see Breaking Bad?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's like the best series ever. But you know how like the first season was kind of a little slow, and then it got way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like
setting
that.
it up.
So
Yeah.
if I would have done the
I love
beard
that
thing, I'd
show.
have a beard after Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah. You would. Have you ever had a beard?
No, this is the most it's ever gone.
You should let it out, bro.
Let it
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will I look good looking?
You'll be the next Walter White.
Walt. But he shaved it. He shaved his, yeah.
He shaved everything.
Yeah, because he had the cancer.
The beard, I remember this, did the beard go with the cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
It
bad.
did, yeah. You had beard cancer, actually. Yeah.
So, Harlan, you're one of those guys. Your comedy is not only fantastic, but in the movies, you're fantastic because you steal the scenes. Like,
Well, thank you.
Yeah, like in Dumb and Dumber, Something About Mary. Every superstar, every scene you're in, it's like the best scenes of the whole movie. Like, what's the magic on that?
Wow. Well, I don't know. I mean, I just try my best. I try to bring my own kind of magic to it, and if people feel that way, that makes me happy. You know, that's I try to make an impact when I get on screen. I value and cherish the screen time.
Yeah.
And that's why I'll say no to movies where I don't think I can make an impact on the screen.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you can make an impact on because your comedy and your energy is just like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but there's some where I don't know if I'll, it's just instinct,
Yeah.
So you kind of follow what you feel, and so I just got offered a part in the Benchwarmers sequel, but I just didn't feel it,
Oh, yeah.
So I passed on it, but
And they're going to give it back to John Lovitz?
I don't know who they'll give it back to. I didn't even see the first one, but it's like maybe, I don't know, but I just I like to feel like I can do something with the part, as opposed to just being another talking head, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, another one of my favorite movies is Rocket Man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was like your movie, so like your humor was in it too, and
Yeah, I actually rewrote that script twice, so Disney let me just get my hands all over it.
Oh.
So I was able to actually sit down and rewrite it and punch it up, and I mean, I didn't do a page one rewrite, but when I say rewrite it, I mean I got to rewrite a bunch of the scenes and tailor them to my sensibility and my comedy, and punch up a lot of the jokes and stuff like that.
Well, you do a lot of writing too, because you also write children's books.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I can't write beyond children's books.
Why not?
I'm just not that smart. I actually, when you say write children's books, I actually spell children's books. I sit down with a big crayon and Billy went to the store, and I put a silent H in store, and my editor, who's my mother, says there's no H in store, idiot. I'm like, okay, thanks.
The first time you said that, I thought you said something else, like Billy went to the
whore.
Yeah.
Well, that's the second book, and I put a silent P in whore, and so it was whore, and it just escalates from there.
Yeah.
God, I should have gone to school now that I think of it, but.
And you started off doing comedy in Canada, and I started off. I've never been to Canada because I was
racist.
But I was
terrible.
I was born out in the United States, and I started doing comedy here. And what's the different dynamics in comedy? Like,
wait, you were born where?
I was born in San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's Texas.
Yeah, but
you could have said Texas.
I could have. Yeah,
I'm from Texas.
You narrowed it down. You like Google Earthed me. Like, do you want to give me your street number and address? Is that just pinpoint the moment your father ejaculated? Can we do that? And then I'll really know where you're from.
Maybe.
Let's not. What was your question?
Oh no! Like, what's the different comedy dynamics? Because you started in Canada and now you're out here, so you see a whole bunch of comics starting out here. Do you think it's easier to start in Canada? And
Canada, it's always hard wherever you are.
Right.
Stand-up's just very difficult, but the dynamic in Canada is, we grew up, under the British Commonwealth, so we had a lot of the British influence in all us young Canadian kids, like Mike Myers and Jim Carrey, Howie Mandel, Norm Macdonald, all these guys.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you tend to see Canadian comics be a little bit wackier, myself included. We were raised on Monty Python and Second City and a lot of kind of shows that didn't circulate quite as broadly or if at all down in the States. And so we have a real kind of weird bend to our humor. And so I'd say that's a bit of the difference. And as a result, I think people in Canada have a little bit more of an ear for the silly and the I'd say a little more cerebral, because
Right.
they're more willing to kind of go on into the wacky world a little more, just to a degree. It's not huge, but I found when I came here, the American audience like a little more boom right in your face, like a little more aggressive, a little faster, easier, quicker to digest. You know, I used to do a joke. What was it? I used to do a joke up in Canada, and people would go nuts for it. What was it? I think it was like, oh man, I'm trying to remember. It was like I went into a 7-Eleven today. I stole a Snickers bar. I went home and called Crime Stoppers. I made $500. And it, like up there it would like just blow up, and I did it down here and it was just like crickets, and it was a bit of a weird adjustment.
Yeah.
But it was a fun challenge too, because I had been doing stand up in Canada for 7 years, and I had a really tight, hot, sexy act, and then when I came down here I had to just tear it up and start again to a degree.
Yeah.
But what I did have was my point of view, my energy, my perspective on how I wanted to present it. So that didn't change. Just the material. I had to create new material to fit into my vision of comedy. You know?
Yeah, that's the vision of comedy I like. I really like, because you mentioned Norm. I open for Norm. I love Jeremy Hotz. I open for Hotz, and I love you. You know what I mean? So I think deep down I'm Canadian. So I might.
Maybe. Do you log roll?
No.
You will. You will.
Yeah.
Do you have cork shoes?
No.
Okay. Do you have a
I've never been to
caribou hide
Canada.
jacket?
No. I don't.
You will.
You will
It's coming.
eventually.
Do you
Yeah.
have sap in your hair?
No, I have gel in my hair, but
Well,
not today.
Same,
same.
very close derivative. Yeah.
Sure.
Alan had a question for you.
This is kind of Canadian.
Yeah, that's very Canadian.
Don't you
Plaid
think so?
jacket? Very, very
You think,
Canadian.
Harlan, like I'm ready to go out into the woods.
You're ready.
A reindeer, or what is it? I mean,
That's what they call a Canadian tuxedo right there.
thank you.
Yeah.
Wait,
I dressed-
that was your
Isn't
question?
it fun? No. It just happened. We were talking, and I just
Oh.
because I said to myself, as I left my little hovel there, and I looked at my gigantic wardrobe. It's pretty big. I said, what would fit the mood of Canada? What would fit the mood of Finland? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Those
Good.
both work.
Thank
that
you.
works for
See?
both countries.
Thank you. I appreciate
yeah.
that. I got a
A
double.
plaid lumberjacket
Yeah.
shirt. Yep.
I was listening, because I like to listen to other interviews, so we don't ask the same questions. Because
Well, it's working good with him. He didn't even ask one. That's perfect. You don't have to worry about asking the same question when he doesn't even ask one.
yeah,
There you
but-
go.
because
He
he's-
asked one about himself. How's my clothing? Looking good, bud. Great interview.
but
Just a little mix in there,
I'm
just
kidding. I'm joshing you.
yeah, he's pulling your
There's a
chain.
little Canadian there, joshing you.
But I was listening to the Barry Katz interview, and I love that podcast. But I noticed that he gave you like a 20-minute introduction before he actually started talking to you. You notice that?
I don't remember, but if you say so,
Yeah.
I never listened to it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so-
But he was just like, I don't know. I just felt like introduction should be like 20 seconds. And
Yeah, why was it 20 minutes?
I don't know. He was just going on and on. And,
Well, he just was effusive.
Huh.
but you didn't listen to it. It's
I
pointless.
did not listen to it, no.
But because I was thinking of a joke, but it's not funny if you.
You
didn't
had a
listen to it.
stopwatch or something. You're listening to these things. You had a stopwatch.
Are you going to ask him your question?
Oh, excuse me, Harlan. I'm being disobedient here to my boss.
Don't
No,
ask. Don't ask how your shirt is.
No, not at all. The scene you did with my favorite actor, one of my favorites from Zoolander, who
I know. I'm just not going to say it. I'm going to make him squirm. He
sorry.
clearly
I know.
doesn't know.
I've been in therapy.
Paul Lynn?
No, not Paul.
Carol Channing?
Oh, it's definitely not Carol Channing.
Okay.
No,
Channing?
Mamie.
He's
Carol
really
Channing,
killing this bit, huh?
Yeah, these
And,
questions are
no,
great.
it's-
Let me know when it comes.
well, anyway.
You know what you're saying about the 20-minute intro? Have you heard about the 20-minute question? I think he's about to outdo it.
This. No, it's just I've
It's
been.
Ben
I've
Stiller.
been Yes, thank you for the memory prompt. I have problems. I have issues. But I'm Ben Stiller. And, you had a scene with Ben Stiller. And I've been in therapy for about 14 years. And
I can imagine your therapist. Are you going to ask me something anytime soon, or are hours just about up, Timmy?
and the whole thing with Stiller, I was just wondering, after you did that scene with Stiller, did you develop, did he show you any kind of affection?
Yeah, we cuddled under a palm tree for about 3 hours, and I sucked on his breast. Yeah. It was quite nice. He's very affectionate.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and he combed my pubes. He has an afro. He keeps an afro pick in his hair, and he straightened my pubes have been curly my whole life, and he actually straightened them all the way out. My groin looked like the girl from The Ring was eating a hot dog. That's how straight my pubes were. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. God bless you.
Alan was scared to ask this question.
This is a brainstorm of my partner here, and he said it would be fun to say that I had been under therapy for 14 years. It's only been 3.
Yeah.
What are you under therapy for?
Ben Stiller.
This show. No. It was a contrived little practical joke, and I'm not a person that does practical jokes, so I got a little bit nervous.
But I know Harlan's humor, so I knew it would have worked.
Yes,
like
of
that
course,
question was gold right there.
Of course, you knew that.
Yeah.
So just so I'm clear, that was a practical joke?
Yeah.
No, for him.
Telling me you were in therapy.
Yeah.
Was a practical
joke.
Sort
of, because I'm not really in therapy.
Man, I've been punked hard. Wow. Boy, I hope this doesn't air. I'm what a punk.
What a See?
Wow.
Have you ever been punked by Ashton Kutcher or whoever
yes,
does it?
Yes, I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, what'd they do?
Ashton lured me to a famous bar in Hollywood, and when I got there, my friend was there, and he asked me for he asked me to buy a bunch of drinks for these girls he was with. Mm-hmm. And then some guy I didn't know recognized me, and he was hanging out with a bunch of hot models and had champagne and shrimp, and he gave me a shout out, and he sent one of the girls over to start massaging my shoulders, and he sent over a bottle of champagne and some food, and I was like, dude, you don't have to do this. I get it. You're a fan. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And he goes, no, man, I love you. And so he was living it up over with his little crew, and I was living it up with these guys, and then he got up and left. And as he was leaving, I yelled to him. I said, dude, can I get your number? I'd like to send you something. This is very generous. I'd like to send you like a present or something, you know? And he just kind of kept going. He looked at me and he rushed out, and I thought, that's really weird. Like, he was all over me, and then I actually stopped to talk to him, and he boogied off. And then about 5 minutes later, the manager of the bar came over and said, here's your bill. And he handed me a bill for $9,000. And I said, first I thought I was reading my credit card number because there were so many numbers. And it was Dax Shepard. Dax Shepard was the manager, and I had never seen Punk'd yet, so I had no clue. And I said, I think there's been a mistake. He goes, no. He goes, these are your charges. I go, well, what are you talking about? I didn't actually order anything. And he goes, yeah. He goes, your friend over there said you were getting it. And I go, what friend? And he goes, the guy I saw you hanging out with, the black dude. And I go, I don't know that guy. I've never met him in my life. He goes, well, he said you guys were together, so unfortunately we're going to have to charge you. And I stood up, and I don't get angry easily, but I stood up and I got right in Dak's face, and I said, dude, bring me the manager now. And he goes, I am the manager. And I said, you're the man, you're serving tables and you're the manager? He goes, yeah. And I go, okay, well, go get the cops. And so I was very close to getting at it with him. And then Ashton came running out and jumped on me, and they all laughed. But Dax told me after, he said, he goes, Harlan, I've punked so many people. He goes, you're the only person I ever punked where I thought I was going to get my face punched in. because I wasn't having it, and I think Ashton knew it too, and he ran out because I was just like I was lit up. Man.
Oh my
Nice.
god! I totally want to watch that now.
Well, you'll never see it. I wouldn't let them air it.
Oh really?
Yeah, I wouldn't sign the release.
Oh.
Yeah, Ashton called me. He goes, "Come on, man, don't be a pussy." I said, "Let me get this straight. I didn't get paid. I didn't ask to be in that. I'm a comedian, and now all my fans are going to see me angry, which is not what a comedian should be.
Right.
There's no upside to me, but you're making money. You have a show, and you make me look like an ass." I said, "No, you're not going to air it." And so he never. They couldn't air it. I didn't sign the release.
Oh, that's actually pretty smart though.
Yeah. I didn't. Like I said, I don't get mad easy, but when someone's trying to rip me off, I was convinced. I could tell it was a scam immediately. I just didn't know it was a comedy show. And I said to Ashton, I said, "Dude, if you had done the thing where I dropped a piano on a moving truck, or I killed the last remaining African elephant by accident, or I slipped on Rosie O'Donnell's underpants, or hit my head, something," I said, "Go ahead, air it. If it's fun, if it's silly, I'm all over it because that's my brand."
Yeah.
But I'm not known as an angry guy. Like I really did. Like I was about to deck the guy. I was about to knock Dax out. I was like, no, that's not part of my aura.
Yeah, you're like the sweetest heart. Yeah. You're the sweetest person I know. So but yeah, that's actually very funny.
Well, everybody has a breaking point, right? At least that's what I told my priest. But actually, he said it, not me. He said it. Everyone has a breaking point, and that's ouch. Yeah.
And yours was 9000. Wrong credit card number.
Yeah. 9,000.
That's pretty like. I mean, I'm not rich or anything. Like, I'm very poor, but I'm rich in character. But
I'll be the judge.
But like, I've never had a bill worth more than like $300. You know what I mean? So I freak out on a $300 bill.
You never had a bill more than $300, dude. You got to get to Red Lobster, bro.
Yeah.
You got to treat yourself.
Yeah.
I don't make much money. I mean,
King Crab Week starts next Tuesday, bro.
Let's do it.
You better get out there. Treat yourself.
But
You'll be dead by Friday.
what I'm saying is that would freak me out. 9,000.
Freak anybody out. Well, even no matter how rich or poor you are, if you hadn't spent a cent, and you saw a bill, you're gonna be like aggravated, right?
That's true. So, and then like, it's ironic that you tell that story because on the interview I listened to, you said you're very smart with your finances. So I think maybe that's the reason why you didn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, I am, and I just, it's like anybody. Nobody wants to get scammed, and when it's so blatantly obvious. Because I was mad that the guy scammed me.
Yeah.
The dude who was like, I was like, and he was gone. So now I was mad, like, wow, some stranger just scammed me. And then I had nowhere to project that anger. But then when I could sense that the hotel was in on it, then I was able to focus all the anger I had towards him. I was able to point towards Dax because I just assumed they were working as a team.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, you walked into the wrong spider nest, little fly.
But it would have been funny if he did give you info so you could send him a gift, and then you could send him a gift.
Yeah, I'd show up at his door and give him a horseshoe in the face. Yeah. Here's $9,000 worth of roundhouse kicks to the throat. How about that?
Best gift ever.
Yeah. I doubt he would have given me his real address. Probably would have shown up at some old lady's house and beat the crap out of an old bag for nothing. What the hell did I do? That's for the $9,000, you old fart. What's he talking about?
It's a good thing they didn't air that, because then you definitely wouldn't sign the release.
Yeah. So,
it's like, I'm not known for beating up old grandmas.
Aren't I?
There you go.
Oh, man.
Boy, that's a punk situation.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of it paying him back, getting?
No, I mean, I became friendly with Ashton. I mean, I'd go up to his house and play tennis, and we hang out from time to time. Yeah. So not since he's had his kid and stuff, but back in those days, we hung out a little bit. So, and he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He was just doing. I actually thought the show was really cool.
Oh no, it was a great show.
I really liked the show, but I think I was the first season, so it was before anyone knew what the show was.
Right.
And so I had no point of reference to know that it was a cool show. I just knew that, I was being scammed,
Yeah.
But, no, Ashton's a great guy. I think he's a smart guy.
Well, because like when people like play pranks on me, I like to return the favor on a prank. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So, but I mean, like one time this guy put a dead snake in my locker room in school, and I'm like very scared of snakes.
Why?
Because like I think snakes are like the sign of the devil and stuff, and they like
Aren't goats?
I thought.
Well, yeah,
no.
but snakes are like. Have you ever seen a snake? They're so gross.
I've caught many snakes.
Oh, really?
I was in the Amazon last year, and I had a 9-foot anaconda around my neck.
Did you really?
Yeah, alive. It's amazing.
Wow, 9 foot. Wow.
Snakes I love snakes.
You love snakes?
Yeah, but of course I love Satan too. They go hand in hand.
Don't
How do you
we
think
all?
I have goats in my yard? I have red-eyed goats in my yard. Most people have a dog. I keep red-eyed goats. Their heads spin. They don't bark.
Well, I also heard cats are also the sign of that too. Like,
Satan?
Yeah.
Yeah. mhm.
So
Salamanders and bush babies are actually Satan's children as well. Did you know koalas are
are they really?
Satan's concubines? Yeah. Oh, yeah. They have cloven feet. Koalas have cloven feet.
Oh.
If you shave them, they're red underneath.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you caught any of those?
Sure, I put traps out nightly. Put blueberry Pop-Tarts out, boom. Filleted one up this morning.
They like blueberry Pop-Tart,
I love them. Oh.
but not strawberry
They'll
Pop-Tarts?
take any Pop-Tart because they live in hell, so they're easy to toast. Skin them up. Oh, filet o koala. Yum.
So when the anaconda was around you, you weren't scared at all?
I was a little nervous because I'd never had a wild Amazon anaconda that had just been pulled out of the Amazon River around my neck before.
Yeah.
And one of the things I did when they handed it to me, the guys that caught it, they carefully handed me the head, and I had to put my hand behind its jawline. But I just assumed that, you're supposed to hold it rather aggressively because they're so powerful. So I was squeezing kind of tight, and that was aggravating the anaconda. What I didn't realize, the guy said, no, just keep a very loose grip. Like as long as you have your hand behind it, it can't get you. But if you start squeezing, then it feels threatening. I was squeezing just because I'd never handled a snake that big or wild before. So it started kind of getting ornery on me, and it was actually... They're so powerful. I have my hand around the back of its head, and it was able to start turning its head towards me, even with all my might around. I'm 6 foot, 220 pounds, and here's this 9 foot anaconda. It's able to actually turn its head toward. And I was actually wrestling with holding onto its head for a minute, and then the guy said, "Just lighten up," and then I just held it very loosely, very limp. And then it relaxed. It just felt like it was being its hand. The way I cradled Ben Stiller, sort of. It was kind of like that. I've learned to cradle. Thank you, Ben.
So this was obviously after something about Mary, then.
Yeah, this was last year.
Oh,
Last year I was in the Amazon.
Wow. That sounds like an adventure.
It was, yeah.
That would just freak me out.
Harlan's adventure in the Amazon.
You should, one thing you should learn in life, because you do stand-up, you know the fear. You should always confront your fears and try to overcome them.
I actually don't get scared when I do stand-up.
Have you ever done stand-up with a snake?
I'm sure I'm going to now.
Better.
I think you're just going to show up before I be like, "Hey, Keith, there's a snake."
I think you'll find snakes are very peaceful and calming and serene and sexy. They've got a very incredible texture and sheen and smoothness to their skin.
Well, I know they're sexy. Like I saw Wayne's World, and what's her name had the snake around her.
Natasha Kinski,
No,
Linda Blair.
it was some Tyrene. I don't know her name.
Tyrene.
Tyrene?
Did you ever see Wayne's World?
I did long time ago.
Cassandra.
Sandra
What was her name?
Crossing.
Taya.
Sandra Crossing.
She doesn't do anything anymore. It was like her only hit movie.
Oh, looks like the snake got to her. Huh?
End of the career.
But yeah. Okay, so maybe I changed my view on snakes then. So if
Have
I
you ever held a snake?
No.
You should hold one. I think it would. The mechanics of a snake are incredible. The way they move, the way they're constructed, the way their skin fluctuates and moves. And it's like a writhing, living. It's like a stick that's alive.
Very muscular, like a muscle.
Muscular, very. You can feel the power, but you can also feel the stealth, and the skin is almost cool to the touch, and it's such an amazing texture, and the senses that snakes have are incredible. They're very sensitive to vibration, and their tongues they use to smell, and incredible.
Now you said you've caught snakes before.
Yeah, lots of snakes.
Have you ever caught a two-headed snake?
Once at the Shell station in Bakersfield, and I didn't know what was going to come through that glory hole, but no one told me there were twins on the other side. But does that even count? I mean,
No, because I heard that there's two-headed snakes out there. That would just freak me out more. But
Aren't those mutations that went wrong somewhere?
yeah, that's like a like the odds of you in your life ever holding a two-headed snake, you'd probably have a better chance of getting hit by lightning after you walked out of the Shell station with the winning lottery ticket. Okay? You're not going to hold it. And even if you had two, who cares if it has two heads or two tails? It's still a snake.
Yeah, that's true. But the two heads would freak me out.
Tough odds.
Hey, a woman has two breasts. You ever complain about that?
No.
The mechanics of a breast, the skin, the way they move, the way they smell the air. Beautiful.
Same form as a snake?
Yeah. People don't know this, but women's breasts have bones in them.
Really?
Yeah. They have a series of circular bones like a snake's spine.
Oh, that's a thought.
That's
tonight.
how they stay firm. Yeah.
I'm trying to process that. Sorry, Harlan, I'm lonely.
Yeah.
Because I've felt
ouch.
because I felt a girl's breast before, but they always felt fake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of?
You
You told me this.
Well, have you felt a fake breast and a not fake
a
breast?
Like they always say that it's real, but I think it's fake because I don't think that a real breast would have like a whole bunch of, you know what I mean?
Ripples?
Yeah.
Well, that was probably a fake breast.
Yeah.
But you've felt both, right?
I can't
Can
tell.
you remember?
Yeah. I don't get a lot of girls.
So how many breasts have you felt in your life?
Maybe like 3 or 4.
And out of those, how many felt fake and how many felt real?
I don't remember the first ones, but the last one definitely felt fake.
Okay.
Because
Can you?
Well, it sounds like the fake ones stayed in your memory, and the real ones you don't have a clue. So obviously the fake ones must be better if they're standing out.
that's true.
Sounds like you like fake breasts, boy.
Oh boy.
It just hit.
Have you ever had fake breast milk?
No.
It's Dr. Pepper. It's not even real milk. It's fake.
Just Dr. Pepper's in there?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Girls, they can put anything they want in their fake breast.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's why I like fake breasts now, because
Yeah.
I love Dr. Pepper.
There you go. Don't shake them too hard.
I thought you were Coca-Cola, Diet Coke.
That's the same company.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
they just go into the different breasts, Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper.
Well, this guy.
Well, I'm just following. I'm following the logic of the conversation.
It's true. It's true.
So, Harlan, we got it just about 5 more minutes, and then we'll head out.
Oh, we started? Okay. Okay.
Best
an
interview ever, huh?
Yeah. Well, he had a lot of questions.
Yeah, that Ben Stiller's question was really
That was
nail-biting
great.
him.
That was
I appreciate
kind of, we pinnacled there, and it just kind of slowly been going down.
But the question I seriously had for you was in Dumb and Dumber, when you drank the piss, was it actual piss or was it like?
What do you think?
Well, because I don't think it would be safe to drink that.
Right. Would you drink piss?
No, I think it was a real beer.
Well, it was actually just water.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was water in a beer bottle. If you can't see, and the bottle's brown, so. But it always amazes me that people ask me that. Was it real piss? It's like,
you get asked that a
I
lot?
drank real piss. Yeah. I asked Jim Carrey to piss in a bottle and I drank it. Yep.
Well, you put peanut butter on your shoes, so you're very daring. That's what I thought.
Oh yeah.
No.
But I wouldn't drink another man's pee.
I don't think he would. And SAG is very strict on that.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
a rule somewhere: do not drink male
drink
pee
pee.
on the set. You can make a huge complaint about that.
Although if I had to survive out at sea or in a desert, I might drink it if that was all the only option.
But it has to be Jim Carrey's.
No, could be
no.
anyone's.
Oh,
could be
anyone's.
Paul Newman's. Could be Mason Reese.
Paul
could
Lynn.
be Paul
There
Lynn's.
you go. See, Paul Lynn did it.
Could be Evil Knievel's. Could be Count Chocula's. Anybody.
Now, there's a rumor, and I just want to know if this is true, but there's a rumor that in Something About Mary, Cameron Diaz was actually in the bag you were holding. Is that true?
I can't answer that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Where'd you hear that one?
I heard it because Something About Mary is one of my favorite movies, and on how on DVDs where they used to have the director talk about the movies and
Sure.
stuff? So they had the Farley brothers and the writer Ed Dector talk about it, and they said that a lot of people don't know this, but there's a rumor Cameron Diaz was in the bag.
I'm not going to spoil it.
So
Yeah, you'll have to keep wondering about that one.
yeah.
See, that's
All
one of the
right.
mysteries
I can't
of
give that
Hollywood.
away. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, that was I was like, because why would someone say that if you know what I mean?
Never know. I know,
Yeah.
but you don't.
Yeah. So that's one of those things.
No one listening knows, but I do. I know.
There you go.
Does
I
Ben know?
And you don't.
Does
Ben knows. Ben
Oh.
was in the car with me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Harlan, where's a site that people can find you on your website? And
HarlanWilliams.com.
yeah.
And my Twitter is at Harlan Williams. My Instagram's at Harlan Williams. Everything's at Harlan Williams.
I follow you on Twitter, and I notice you only follow like 10 people.
I do?
Yeah. Is it because you don't like seeing a whole bunch of
I don't follow anyone, really. I don't follow anyone on Instagram.
yeah,
No one on Twitter.
yeah,
I don't know. I just don't have time for it.
yeah. Because you could just email them or something. You don't need to see what they're.
Yeah, I just try to keep it simple.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
don't have a lot of time.
I like that.
But you're very gracious with your time. It seems like you're always doing something in comedy and something that makes you find happy with your time.
Yeah, I try to keep the log rolling up the hill, man. You know? Yeah,
He's doing it now.
get the termites off my back.
For those snakes. And
Oh yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
Alan, do you got any last second questions for Harlan?
Last, how about the first?
Well, I do enjoy spending time with a Canadian, and that's not a question, but I hope
It never is.
I hope I can visit Canada someday and get zany. Okay.
Okay. Zany?
No. After that face you just made, no, you will never visit Canada.
They won't let
You've
you
just
in.
been blacklisted. He just made a really weird face. Like, visit Canada, and then, his eyes went big and his mouth open. It was, really, really off-putting. I'm really, disturbed.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Canada doesn't want that.
All right, I'll try.
We
to
don't
do it.
need
I'll-
that kind of face.
I'll do it straight. I hope to visit Canada one day. Harlan.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. See how easy it is, guy?
Bam.
He has good acting skills there.
Really good. Really
No,
good.
he's gonna call me.
You want to cuddle under a palm tree?
No, please. I'm okay.
Yeah, no, before we go,
But that
he,
is the
he
thought.
did tell me that when he saw the whole 9 yards and when you died, he cried in the movie theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was a moment of misty-eyed.
So,
and
obviously, he loves you very much.
That was a cool night, man. To get shot by Bruce Willis was kind of cool.
pretty cool. Pretty
I
cool.
went from staring at Amanda Pete's bare breasts up in the window to Bruce Willis walking up and shooting me 5 times with a Glock. It was pretty cool.
Wow. I forgot it was 5 times.
Which one was better, though? The breast, right? Were
It was all good. The
Uh-huh.
only bummer is every movie I've ever been in, there's never been a sequel, except for the whole 9 yards, and it's the only movie where I died in the movie.
The first
well,
one.
Dumb and Dumber had a sequel.
Oh, that's right.
There
You're
you go.
right. That just happened, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, but initially I wanted to be in the sequel, and then they kind of didn't bring anybody back. The only person they brought back was the little kid with the parrot.
Yeah.
The blind kid. They didn't bring anyone else back except Jim and Jeff.
Yeah. Well, I think they couldn't bring the redhead back because she and Jim were like exes or something.
Lauren Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't bring anyone back.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't bring back... There was a lot of different goofy characters along the way, like Fred Stoller and me.
Oh, I love Fred Stoller.
And Duff from MTV. And there's a lot of different funny characters, but they didn't bring anyone back but the blind kid.
Now, besides Rocket Man, which film would you say is the one that you really... Because I know Rocket Man's your favorite, but which one's your second favorite?
Oh, man, I love them all. I wouldn't say Rocket Man's... I think I treat them all equally, you know? Mm-hmm. They're all... doing movies is like doing little... It's like little gems, you know?
Yeah.
So I
but
just
you
love
still...
them all.
Every single scene you're in every single movie.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Like, you're so funny. Like, Superstar, I think the funniest parts of the movies is when you're in it.
Well, thank you. Wow. I have a new movie coming up soon. I don't know the release date, but it's called Turkey Bowl.
Turkey Bowl?
And it's a fun movie. I can't tell you my role because it's kind of different. It's a spoiler alert, but I don't know the release date yet. But we just shot it about 3 months ago, and I guess they're probably doing the edits and stuff right now. So Turkey Bowl will be the next one.
Oh, nice. I can't wait for that. You should write and direct your own movie.
I did do one called Fudgy Wudgy Fudge Face.
Oh, did you?
I think it's on Amazon. I think you can rent it on Amazon, or you can buy it from my website. But it was an indie movie I wrote, directed, starred in, shot, edited, wardrobe, sound effects, music, makeup, everything. I did it all.
Yeah.
And it took me 6 years.
Wow.
But it's probably, I say it's the dumbest movie ever made, but it's called Fudgy Wudgy Fudge Face.
I'm going to buy it and watch it.
It's on it's at my website. You can get a DVD if anyone still has a DVD, or I think you can download it digitally at Amazon Prime or whatever.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, I'm definitely going to buy it on the DVD and support it. And
I could have brought you one if I'd known you didn't have one.
I didn't know you did one.
Yeah, Fudgy Wudgy Fudge Face, bro. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Harlan. I really appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me.
And,
an honor.
And 5 years in the making. This is a dream come true. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for the kind words. Thanks for having me, and Godspeed, little fella.
All right. Next time.
Fantastic. All right.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.